Hi, this is Paul Clemente from Lakewood, Jamestown, New York, and you're watching The Paul Show. Hi, everyone, and welcome to The Paul Show, a show for Paul. Hey, Paul. Thanks for watching. Let's get right into it. August 2022 was literally one of the best personal months I've ever had. I can't believe it. I've been so very lucky. I've been so very fortunate to have all the opportunities that have happened to me. Although I'm just going to recap it because it was such a great month. Let's get right to it. At the beginning of the month, I went to Darien Lake. Darien Lake was a ton of fun. I actually went with the boys and Amanda. It was a good time. It's so much better with older kids because they can go and do what they want, and then they know how to find you, and you know how to trust them. And so we got a little bit of alone time, waiting in lines without waiting for the little kids complaining about how long the line is and how hungry they are. Older kids is great. And also a backpack. It's taken us this long for backpacks to come in and out of style like they have. Wear a backpack everywhere. Also, on the 3rd, it was my wife's birthday, Amanda. She turned years old, and we had such a nice time. I love her to bits. I wanted to make sure she had a special day, and I hope she had a special day. So happy birthday to my wife, beginning of August. Shortly after that, we celebrated Constructs Nunchucks 12-year anniversary. Constructs Nunchucks was a blog that my brother and I started back in 2010, right when blogs were really getting hot, of course, right on the precipice of a trend. And we filled it with all kinds of things: music, lobsters, a lot of drinking, a lot of pranks, a lot of abstract writing, a lot of goofy photoshops, hockey, just everything. It was a very early prototype of really tailoring my tastes. We'll show a clip right here.
One decision.
Again, if I'd had the script for that part before, I just really didn't know what I was getting myself into. I wanted to audition for a host position. It was a cooking show about lobster.
And see, that's the kind of tone it was. Here's to the next 12 years. I'm not sure if we're doing anything else with it. Also, earlier this month, I got back into Cyberpunk 2077. Which again, if you just mention that game to someone, they get really upset. They say it's broken, but guess what? They fixed most of everything. It's a really good game right now. It's not perfect. There are deficiencies, like the driving still sucks, and there are some things that kind of don't make sense, but it's a gorgeous game. If you kind of put Cyberpunk on the shelf and forgot about it, or if you're looking for a game to really dig into and you're on a budget, it's probably really cheap somewhere. Additionally, a show came out in August called The Rehearsal by one of my most favorite comedians, Nathan Fielder, famous for Nathan For You. Just a magnificent, funny, truly insane social experiment by replicating real life scenarios. Things as innocuous as a conversation gets rehearsed over and over again. And believe me, it doesn't sound very funny, but once it all comes together, it's a can't miss show. It's one of the best things I've ever seen on TV. I came up for the idea of the Paul Show. And you're wondering, Paul Show, why? Why one more thing? But you know what? I was looking at YouTube, and I have my playlist pretty cultivated, as most people do, because YouTube's been out forever, and you see the things that you want to see. I see hockey, and I see a lot of wrestling, I see a lot of mental health, I see a lot of shoes, and then I'm like, why can't all these things be together? Well, now they are. Moving on. Also, it's been a very busy month for games. I know summer, most people don't play games, but August, I found myself really entrenched in games. Stray came out for the PS5. You're basically a stray cat, and you're going through All Humans Are Dead. I don't think that's a spoiler. And you interact with robots through this like futuristic, really post-apocalyptic city. And you unravel a mystery of what happened to people, why there are robots, why the city's that way. It's very simple. You have like 2 buttons, but somehow they make it work. It's a magnificent, heartwarming, thought-provoking, deep game. I'd recommend it. Also big news for the Paul Show. When I came up with the Paul Show, I wanted a theme that really, as you can tell, this button is working so hard. This shirt is too small for me. But again, it's the Paul Show, so we're just going to work with it. I love the colors of it. As you can see, it'll just pop right out. So I really wanted a theme to kind of set the tone for the show, something that really represented me. So I reached out. One of my favorite artists just put out a new album, Tupperwave. No, that's not what the album's called. That's what the artist is called. So I reached out and I said, hey man, can I use your track for something? And so at the end of the show, you'll hear that song. My friend Little, LTTL, reached out and made me a song. Incredibly talented and very lucky, again, to have the perfect song for the show for me. Moving on, Dungeons and Dragons. I play Dungeons and Dragons every Monday. I've been playing for about a year now. Ton of fun. So this month they started my campaign, Tale of Two Moons. They all reached a mysterious hatch, which was of legend. The moons aligned, the hatch opens. Inside that hatch is a dungeon. At the end of the dungeon is a genie. The genie can give you anything you want. And it has been a ton of fun. We played Monday. We were all laughing, just having the best time. It's the first time I ever DM'd a campaign, and let me tell you, it was a little nerve-wracking. There are a lot of rules. If you're considering DMing, I would consider reading the Dungeon Master's Guide. I know reading's for nerds, but I read probably the applicable parts of it, and it wasn't that bad. Moving on, earlier this month, Karate Sleepover was involved with Whirlybird, which is an annual music festival that takes place in Jamestown that includes all art. Music, comedy, poetry, painting. They do such a great job. So we were included. We had such a great lineup. And it was great. It was our first ever show at the Beer Snob. And let me tell you, it ran flawlessly, which is hard to come by. Hi, welcome to the Paul Show, a show for Paul. Right now, currently, Paul is outside the Beer Snob waiting for the open mic takeover, part of Whirlybird on Wednesday. Should be a really fun show. I'm happy. Expecting some people, who knows, but the company is going to be fantastic and it's going to be fun regardless.
I've actually been sober from alcohol for 1,432 days. That's crazy. That's crazy because there's so much to do with alcohol. It's so good. I lost 40 pounds, which is cool. You just stop drinking, you just lose weight. I'm trying to get down to my original weight though, like my goal weight is 7 pounds 9 ounces. Get slim and strong.
People had a lot of fun. About an hour in, it got really hot in there and people were kind of winding down. But it was still really great. Very lucky to be a part of it. Not sure if I have any clips from that. Hey everyone, Paul Show update. It is Saturday. I'm at Whirlybird again, volunteering. This fence here, I'm really proud of it. We're getting ready to pop off. And honestly, I'll tell you more about Thursday. But you're looking at a man who got his heart a little filled up on Thursday. We'll talk about that too next on the Paul Show. And then in August, Actually, during the same day of the Whirlybird Open Mic Takeover, a movie I was in premiered, Attack of the Radioactive Zombies by Glamboy Productions. He's been doing movies for a long time, and I've known him for quite a bit. And I've been involved with Easter Holocaust, which was the movie before that as the bunny. In this, I was Alan Tarman in Attack of the Radioactive Zombies. It's very charming. It knows exactly what it is. It kind of harkens back to the old B movies that you would see accidentally, unlike a Saturday night if you stayed up too long with the TV on. Very campy horror. I do have a death scene that I'm really proud of, and I'll show you right now. I love the sound that my face makes when it hits the ground. Just watch. Oh hell! I got good news again that his next movie was written called Christmas Bloodbath. And unbeknownst to me, I was cast as the lead role of Hans L. In Christmas Bloodbath. And I have a ton of lines. It's an 88-page script. I have all kinds of lines. I read it all. It's bonkers. I can't wait to be involved with it. Additionally, with music, in August, I found a group called Kim Dracula. Again, Kim Dracula. I don't know much about them. I think they're from Australia. It is literally every genre jammed into one song, and it's so rare where I see something and hear something and I go, what? I can't wait to see more from them. So far, that's the only single. Maybe an album's coming. I don't know. Brand new. Just heard of them. Really excited to see more. And big news in AEW was Kenny Omega's return. My absolute favorite wrestler. I got goosebumps. I got leg bumps. Hopefully he's 100%. Moving on, shortly after that, to promote my reverse roast, I was lucky enough to be on Jamestown's local radio station, Arts on Fire.
I'm your host, Anthony Merchant, and today I am pleased to be joined in studio by Paul Clemente of Karate Sleepover. They have a lot of great things going on in the area. Reverse roast at the Beer Snob, Saturday, August 27th. At 8 o'clock, we're going to talk about the reverse roast, get into really what Karate Sleepover is, what they got going on in the area, and school you all in on all this with Paul. Paul, how are you, man?
Oh, man, I love how you pronounce Karate Sleepover with an exclamation point.
I did.
Like, Karate Sleepover. I really like that. Thank you so much.
You didn't know it was in there? I know maybe you named it. But
yeah.
There is an exclamation point, whether you know it or not. It's
I heard
in the name.
it, and it was great. Thank you so much. And I got to meet Anthony Merchant for the first time. Magnificent person. We really clicked about the reverse roast. Ended up talking about Constructs Nunchucks a little bit. Ended up talking about the open mic that's coming up on 9/15 at the lab. I do have a clip of me outside seeing Mickey Gertz, the man who put together Whirlybird. Hi, Paul update here. I am outside downtown Jamestown, about to go in Arts on Fire with Anthony Merchant. I am very excited. This will be like my fourth time. And I see my friend Mick just randomly, Mickey Gertz, oh my God. What's happening? All right, also on a personal note, it's towards the end of August. My daughter Lexi had her first day of college, and it was very emotional. I was incredibly proud of her. Thank you, Daisy. I was incredibly proud of her. I don't know if you see this one day, Lexi, if you're on YouTube and you're wondering what your dad did in his spare time, it's so proud of you. Got some great news about student loans. Found out I had the Pell Grant. They are forgiving $10,000 worth of school loans, which I have more than that in school loans. So I checked, I had a Pell Grant, so they're going to forgive $20,000 worth of school loans, which is great because college should be free. I'll say it. College should be free. I don't care. College should be free. Kids should not have to take out a $90,000 loan to get a job that will pay them $90,000 in 5 years. It just doesn't make sense. And my loan, you ready for this, is 25 years old. And I still owe more than $20,000. And I am this stupid. And you tell me the system works? Also, what's really been exciting, a game we have been hooked on. And let me tell you, it came out this summer. It's called Cult of the Lamb. It is a cult simulation / dungeon crawler / resource management game, I guess. I just looked that up. That's what it's called. 10 out of 10. I've played so many hours. Cult of the Lamb. It's adorable. It's evil. It's accessible. It's simple, but hard to master. Highly recommend. And then last weekend, on Friday, I was lucky enough to be one of the guest judges at the Mark Pacheco 6th Annual WoW Lip Sync Battle.
Whole show update for you. We're here on a Friday night at the Celeron Legion, post number 777. We are at the Mark Pacheco lip sync competition with my lovely wife here, Amanda, which is the first time ever on the Paul Show. This is my wife. This show's for Paul.
First of all, they raise money for the WoW Foundation, which helps people with special needs maybe do things that they really couldn't do before, like go to Bills games and visit relatives. Basically, this lip sync competition turns into, it's very drag centric, it's very performance based. It's always incredibly bonkers, and this year did not let me down. We got to see a few queens perform drag. It's so entertaining. It's like wrestling, but without punching. There's costumes and music and pizzazz and flair and skill and entertainment. And it's incredible. Go next year, whether I'm involved or not, to the 7th annual. I had such a fun time. I was very happy. And it was a great, entertaining show, which you can't put a price on entertainment. Well, you can. It was $10. Additionally, the day after that Saturday, I did Jamestown's first ever reverse roast. So it was a roast, but you compliment each other. And then people kept saying, well, that's stupid. That won't be funny. And guess what? It was very funny, and everyone had a great time. The winner was Alex Mallory of the 2022 Wholesome Cup. Liz Reeves, which you'll see right here. They started chanting for her.
Liz is awesome. Compliment forever.
The Reverse Roast is probably top 5 show I've ever done. And I'll tell you what, we had cupcakes from Cupcake Baking Company. We had free hugs. We had compliment cards. We had stickers. And guess what? If you do something like that, if you perpetuate kindness, guess what the energy was all night? Kindness. The bar chanted, Paul is awesome. Paul is awesome. Paul is awesome. I felt a bunch of tears welling up, and I had to go in my car and just kind of cried off. It was a magnificent show. I've never had the people who I've put on a comedy show chant my name before, and it was a one-of-a-lifetime experience. And the only future business we're going to handle is on September 15th. I mentioned this earlier. The comedy open mic will be back at the lab. If you're looking to try out, please sign up on Karate Sleepover on the Facebook page. Message me personally or sign up in person. I'd love to have you. If you're nervous, don't be. This is the part of the show in which I share some of my tweets with you. All right. They should make Christmas too. I imagine a big chunk of running a cult is deciding on your signature sunglasses. It must be every cat's dream to walk on a grand piano. Church 2, new church. Is this ghost an Aquarius? I would love to be 102 years old and still die suspiciously. I bought birdseed and I'm going to grow so many birds. In the late 2000s, I really went through a hat as a personality phase. I'll tell you what, because this is the Paul Show and for Paul only, I would say in around 2005, like Christmas of 2005, I experimented with a fedora and I experimented with a trilby, which are two different, and the fact that I know that the different hats is a problem already. And I'm just gonna go with this here while I still got it, you know. Grandma, did you unplug this fucking couch? Where does vinegar come from? Good people rarely tell you how good they are. They're just good. And I'll end the first episode on that. Thank you so much, Paul, for watching the Paul Show. And if you didn't watch, what are we doing it for? Stay tuned next month for episode 2. You'll see the intro for the first time with Misty Reflections by Tupperwave. This has been the Paul Show.